Over at the Guadalupe Mountains in Dog Canyon side of Guadalupe Mountains National Park. It's on the north side of the park. Gonna do a 2-day, 1-night hike, loop hike. I'm gonna go up the Bush Mountain Trail to the Blue Ridge Trail. Spend the night at the Blue Ridge campsite. And tomorrow, take Blue Ridge Trail to the Marcus Trail back to this trail, the Bush Mountain Trail, and then back out. And I'll be coming out the same way. I'm going in, and right down there's the trailhead. And it was about 48 degrees. Down there in the shade, it was cold. Finally climbed up high enough that I got in the sun, so it's warming up. Should be around 80 for the high today. Maybe a little windy. Supposed to get 10 to 15 with maybe gusts of over 20. Now if you can see right up there is just a bunch of deer. And I probably saw, that may be the same group, but I saw at least that many last night down in Dog Canyon. Here's a trail junction. Tell you how this trail goes off to the left. Bush Mountain Trail is going to turn right. It's going to go up. There's no water here, so you got to carry all your own water. So I've got about 7 liters. I think my pack is pushing close to 40 pounds. It's heavy. But it ought to be a lot lighter tomorrow. Get lighter as we go up today too, but right now it's heavy. Thought this tree was kind of neat. It's a madrone tree. Looks like an older one. It's not as smooth and red as a lot of them. Still, they look half dead and half alive, but this seems to be everybody's favorite tree here, the madrone tree. That wall in the back is in the Lincoln National Forest. Not quite the national park. National park starts over here somewhere, but back over in here is the Lincoln National Forest in New Mexico. And we're in Texas. The trailhead really is the border. It's right there at the trailhead. I don't know if you can make it out. You can see the trail traversing up the side of that hill over there, all the way over to here. And that should be where we top out, right up there, and we start down. So we've got the first 800 feet almost behind us. Still coming up this ridge, but we're about to get on top of the ridge. I guess we'll start walking along the crest of the ridge. Here's where we're look off the edge here. See what we see down here. Well, I think I can see a building down there, and that's the ranger station on the north side in Dog Canyon. There are 2 rangers there. Last I heard, they were not issuing permits, so if you're going to camp up here, you got to go to Pine Springs and get your permit, and then drive around here, which is why you almost need an extra day. Got a little more climbing to do, and then according to the ranger, we dropped that 800 feet we just gained in just half a mile or so. Just really steep on the other side. Bad thing is we got to come up it again tomorrow, because this is our trail out of here. And now we're going to start down, and I don't know where the trail goes down in there, but it's down here somewhere is the junction with the Marcus Trail, and then a little further on from that is the there's a campground back in here you can tent camp at. When we get to that Marcus Trail junction, we'll have come almost halfway to the ridge over there. That's where we're headed, up there eventually. And there's the trail going down over there. Pretty neat. We're getting close to the bottom. Started right up there in that low spot. And it's starting to pick up. Coming up on the Marcus Trail junction. I have to climb out of this little creek here. Man, I wish water was here, but that's probably the low point, so it's probably uphill for the next 3.5 miles. Alright. Marcus Trail up that way, where we'll come out tomorrow. Bush Mountain Trail that way, and the Marcus campsite. I'm going to make it to that Marcus campsite and then take a lunch break. Alright, we got to the Marcus campground. I guess the Bush Mountain Trail must keep going to the right. We'll go up here and see if there's a good place to sit down and have lunch. Borrow one of the campsites. A little bit of shade to sit on. It's going to feel good to get this pack off. Guess they had a fire in here not too long ago. We got a lot of dead, burnt trees. And somewhere up there is where we're headed. All the trees on this side of the hill are dead. I remember when that fire was, a couple of years ago. Well, this trail's getting really overgrown in here. These rocks are about the only thing to guide you. Get right here and it's... Ouch, these things are pokey. There's some up there. Ow. these tumbleweeds, they hurt. Maybe we're about to get across them right in here. That down in there was a mess. Should have come up. I don't know where this is. This is called Cox Tank. And they used to run cattle in here. There's certainly no water in it now. It'd be nice if there was water in there you could filter out. It's about 1 o'clock. I've been walking an hour since lunch, so about time for another break. Try and find some shade. I'll drop back into these, more of these tumbleweeds down in here. See which way does the trail go, right or left? I'm gonna figure this out. I'm still coming across these meadows and it's just overgrown like crazy. I ended up probably about 100 yards over there. No trail, no stones, nothing. Ended up turning and walking back. Came up this way a little bit. Came back all the way back to that tank. And actually found those rocks right there. And then right up here, it's a little sign, so I feel confident I'm back on the trail. But again, just looking that way, there's just not a whole lot of indication where the trail goes. Still not much shade in here, so still looking to take a break as soon as I find some. Well, I found a little bit of shade to sit down in and take a break. That getting lost probably took about 10 minutes circling back and figuring out where I was supposed to be. Flies are crazy in here. Past that one sign and then right down there's a second, so there's some signage, but it's hard to pick those out till you ride up on them. It's a little after 1. It's 79 degrees, so I think it's going to be hotter than the 80 they predicted, but maybe it won't be as cold tonight then. I'm going to take a quick 10-minute break and head on up. Little cactus growing out of this rock, but right beside it looks like somebody found an antler and stuck it there. And tell you what, this trail is no slouch. It was climbing up and then down, then up and down, and now up again. So it's definitely a tough trail. Again, I'm not sure if that's the top we're looking at there or not. So I just passed those two guys. They came up Tejas yesterday and spent the night at the Mescalero campground and then came down the Blue Ridge and then Blue Mountain. They passed by the Blue Ridge campground that I'm gonna stay at tonight, and it was kind of nice to see somebody else out here. Between us and that brownish sand is some whiter looking sand, and you can kind of see a road coming out there to it, and that is some gypsum sand dunes or gypsum dunes. That's in the national park, and you can actually drive out there to it. Whew, it's a neat looking rock on the side of the trail. I think I'm going to use it to take a break, but it looks cool. It also says 1932 on it. Wow, that's almost 100 years ago. And then on top, you can see where the rains wallowed it out. We're still making our way up. My water situation, I started this with 7 liters. I've drank 2, so I got 5 left. I was planning on saving 2 for the trip out tomorrow, which is probably more than I need, but I wanted to make sure I had that. And then 1 for camp tonight, for cooking and to drink during the night. So that left me 4 for the climb up. I'm 3/4 of the way there. I still have 2 liters left, so I think I'm doing good on water. But it is getting a lot hotter. It's 85 degrees now. The high today was only supposed to be 80. So we're going to be close to 90, I imagine, by 4 o'clock. Plus we're 2,000 or 3,000 feet higher, so it should have been cooler there either. So definitely hotter today than it was expected to get. But I still feel pretty good. I got the water right. I hate running out of water. Okay, I made it to the junction of the Blue Ridge and Bush Mountain Trail. So we came up that, and if we go that way, it's 2.2 miles to the top of Bush Mountain. And Bush Mountain is the 2nd highest peak in Texas. But I've been there. I've never been down this way, the Blue Ridge Trail. So I'm going to head off down this way. The campsite should be in about a half a mile. A blow down here in the trail. Looks like below it may be the way to go. I hear a bunch of people coming up behind me. I'm curious if they've gotten to the junction yet. If they're going to come around this way or if they're going to turn and go down. But it's 4 o'clock, so if they came over Bush Mountain to here, they've had a long day too. I'm curious if they're going to spend the night or if they're headed down Dog Canyon. But I gotta work my way around this. Not too bad. A little more burnt trees up here, all on that side. I can see those people. I guess they came over Bush Mountain. Now they're headed up this way, so they ought to be passing me here pretty quick. Well, that group of people caught up with me and passed me. They are day hikers from Houston. They left Pine Springs this morning, came up to Tejas, over Bush Mountain, over to here. They're gonna go back to the Tejas and then back down. They're gonna have to hurry to get down before it gets dark, but yeah, maybe they probably can do it in 4 hours. It's probably about what it'll take. And this one right here just fell over. You know, as dry as it is, this may be a long spring and summer for this place again this year. Hopefully they'll get some rain. Well, here's the turnoff to the Blue Ridge campsite. Heck of a view, it's right on the edge here. This ridge looking down. I've just been playing with some mic settings on this phone. It's the hardest thing for me to get ride is the microphone, the audio on these videos. So playing with it just to see what it sounds like. Oh, filling these water bottles up, getting ready for tomorrow. Out here in the morning. Cooking dinner, gonna have chili tonight. These tent pads are, it's only like 30 feet up there to the trail, so you're right on the trail here. But it's actually worked out to be a really nice campsite, place to sit. Somebody built a little stove area. Just filling water bottles, getting ready for the night and in the morning. I got 2.5 liters of water there. Not quite a half liter here. Still a little bit in that big jar. I got a half liter in the tent, so I'm doing really well on water. Not gonna have to conserve tonight. I can use as much as I want. Still have plenty to get out of here tomorrow. I've never really showed my camp setup, so this is a Marmot Tungsten 1 tent. 1-person tent. Yeah, there we go. And this time I brought a Sea to Summit sleeping pad. I don't remember who made this pillow, inflatable pillow. And then I just brought a, it's a Sea to Summit sleeping bag, but it's designed so that it'll zip apart and you can just take the top half as a blanket. So I've been just using the blanket. Let's see, it may get a little on the cold side tonight. I've got a down jacket I can wear. Some other stuff I can put on if I need it. But that's my tent and camp setup. I've also got, that's a 30-degree bag. I've also got a 15-degree quilt I didn't bring. I've been using the quilts more here lately. Backpack is the Osprey. I got an InReach Mini. Lets me keep in touch with everybody. Just, you know, peace of mind when you're out here alone. But for whatever reason, right here, I have cell service, but not all the time. There's no cell service right now, but I just got 2 text messages from my wife about 10 minutes ago. Text her, even sent her pictures. They all went through and then lost cell service. So I don't know what the deal is, why it's coming and going. There's Bush Mountain, which is the second highest mountain in the state. It's probably 2.5, 3 miles that way. And it does have, where the Park Service has their repeater towers for their radios, and I assume for their cell phones. Yeah, I'm hearing turkeys. They're down in there somewhere. They sound a ways away. They would gobble again so you could hear them. Okay, I just heard it again, but now it's coming back, way back over there. Yeah, I don't think the mic's going to pick it up. I don't think I can get on them to get a picture of them. Oh well. I'm gonna head back to camp, clean up the kitchen. And I've downloaded some movies on my phone, so I'll probably watch a movie or two. And hopefully fall asleep as soon as it gets dark enough. That tree has some character. For a dead tree. There's my food bag hanging. They said you don't have to worry about the bears. There's some here, but they hardly ever seen. But they said it's skunks mainly will tear into your food. So they said be sure and hang your food. But it's about 7:30 in the morning. Just now I'm gonna get this down and make breakfast and then start the long hike back. I'm thinking it's right around 8 miles. 8 miles to get back to the trailhead. So it shouldn't be too long. There is that one big climb, 850-foot climb that we came down yesterday that we got to go up, but otherwise it should be mostly downhill all day. So I'm gonna make breakfast and get started taking down camp. That turkey's right over here, but I can't see him. I can hear him. You can see that view out there. Yeah, that turkey's down in that brush somewhere. Turkey's right up there still. That's pretty amazing. He just walked right up here on me. Been standing here for about 10 minutes watching him. I just came over here to this edge and got real still. I could hear him walking around. Finally, he just walked right out. Came right out here into the open. Then when he hears me talking, he gobbles. So we've been having a conversation. He's headed right for my camp. We don't spook him too bad. Breaking breakfast. Well, I still haven't taken down my food. That turkey is following me. He's just right over there. How funny. He's not afraid of anything. Well, that turkey followed me to camp, and now he's walking right on in. He's hiking down the Blue Ridge Trail. Gobble, gobble. Turkey. Turkey. Where you going? Morning. Oh, you didn't like that one? I don't know if you can see this, but that turkey has come back. He just made a big circle around me. He sure is pretty. That blue on his head. He's got a big beard. I mean, that's... Turkey! Gobble. Oh, I gotta get going. That's been fun. We got the camp broken down. All packed up and ready to go, and my little friend came to say goodbye. Bye, Mr. Turkey. You're a pretty thing. All right, we're off. So, go say goodbye to our little turkey friend one more time. I believe this is the trail. Where'd you go, Mr. Turkey? Gobble, gobble. Oh, there he is, over there. He didn't want us to leave. Oh, this is a rocky trail. He's still in front of us. Yeah. Let him settle down a little. But he's going, he's right on the trail. This is the Blue Ridge Trail. We're on the Blue Ridge, and you can see just right over there, it just drops off. And then right over there, it just drops off. So we're walking right on the top of this ridge. I think we finally got in front of the turkey. At least I haven't seen him in a while. Made for a fun morning though. Probably spent 10 minutes trying to be real quiet, sneak down the hill and sneak up on him to get a picture. Then he comes and spends the rest of the day in my camp. Fire came right up across here. Got half of that dagger plant. Creepy looking trees. What is this? That's a cave. Well, cool. Doesn't look like it goes anywhere, but could. This place is full of caves. Looking out that way, that big canyon, I think that's North McKittrick Canyon. I'll check the map when I get down and see. Just going straight away from us. Out there, that's looking pretty much east. Looking towards home almost. I think we're going to go down and drop. I have a feeling we're going to go out this canyon, or we may go out over that, around that hill. But I think we're going to go out this way. So we got to turn and go back north at some point. Still right on the crown of this ridge. We're fixing to drop down, looks like. This trail's pretty overgrown through here. Should be coming up on the Marcus Trail turnoff pretty quick. Well, we gotta get down this hill, but somewhere down here it is. Check out this tree. It's all bent over. So, did it grow like that before the fire? Or did the fire cause it to do that? I don't know. I mean, would a fire cause a tree to basically melt, or? Looks like we're coming up on the junction with the Marcus Trail. See two signs down here. No horses. Wasted no expense on this sign. Okay, Marcus is that way. We just came from Blue Ridge to the left, and the Blue Ridge keeps going another 2/10 of a mile and runs into the Tejas Trail. And you can bring horses up the Marcus and the Tejas, so that's why that sign is there. They don't want you taking horses up the Blue Ridge Trail. But here's our turn. Fixing to start dropping. I think it's a pretty steady drop for about 3 miles till we run back into the Bush Mountain Trail where we were yesterday. These little things hurt. Man. Things are sharp. I don't think the trails on this side of the Guadalupe Mountains get near as much traffic as the front side, so these trails are a little more overgrown. Trail along that slope over there, like they built it up. I'm just telling you, these little thorn bushes are tough. Well, that saddle there is where we turned off the Bush Mountain Trail onto the Marcus Trail. And coming down it, you can see it sloping down over there. All the way back around there, and it had a little climb here. But starting back down again. Trail's even worse here. And I think we're out of the pine trees, so we're done with the shade probably for the rest of the day. Reached kind of the front, now we're starting to drop off, and we are going to get back into some trees. That'll be nice, a little bit of shade. I find a shady spot in here to sit down, take a break, and tighten my boots up. My feet are sliding around in them. Going down these rocky trails. I've already came back out into the sun. That section of trees was only about 100 yards, and now I'm back out on top of the ridge, and you can see the trail going out that way. I knew this trail stayed on top of a ridge. I didn't think it dropped down into that either canyon for a while, but we're getting there. Still working our way down this ridge. And we can see the flats out there where we're going to end up. And I can barely see the trail going up the other side over there, that 850 feet we got to climb. Looks like it's right there, maybe. That's coming out on camera. So once we get to that trail junction, we'll have 3.3 miles. So it's like another mile or so down here. Be glad to get that 850 foot climb behind me though. About down to the bottom. I'm going to cross that dry creek and then start the long climb up. I'll probably take a break down here when I get to the junction. trail's really overgrown. Several trails branch off, but there's a sign there, and there's been a bunch of rocks. So yeah, I don't even think we're on the right trail. Run back into it. Huh. Follow those stacks of rocks. Oh, we made it back to the trail junction. Just came down all that. Now we got to do this climb, 850 feet, and we're going to go out there and kind of that dip down right in the middle. But I'm going to sit over here in the shade for a few minutes and take a break. $95. Pretty warm. I'm not looking forward to this climb, but 3 miles, 3.3 back to the trailhead. So knock this out. I've got a cooler full of Cokes in the car waiting, so ready to go. Baby horny toad. I don't know, we're over halfway up, but still got a little ways to go. Been coming up for 40 minutes, so definitely going slower today. Alright, I'm almost to the very top. It's a little more uphill, and then it'll all be downhill, but I'm on top of this main part. Breezy. Look real close, you can see that tree I took a break under. That was an hour ago, so it took me an hour to get to here. But I'm back to the trailhead. It's been a long day and a rough trip. This was a tough hike. It's getting hotter. It's thermometer says it's 102 now. So I just finished the last of my water, so exactly 7 liters. But coming up on the trailhead. I hope my truck's there. I don't see it. But a couple hundred yards and I'm done with this one. It was fun. Got a there were 3 trails here that I've never done, and this loop connected 2 of them, so I've got those 2. So the El Capitan Trail is the only trail I have left to do, and I'll have them all here. But end of another great trip.